Talk a little Cleveland Cavaliers on Friday night, the day before Max Strus' birthday. He went supernova for the Cavs, knocking down 8 triples in what was his best performance, not just of the season, but of his Cavaliers career. Earl, when we look at Max Strus and how he fits into this possible starting lineup, fits into Kenny's playoff rotation, is a weapon like Strus, who can get nuclear hot in a minute, best suited to be the Cavs' 5th starter or a heat check, microwave kind of guy coming off the bench?
I need Max as my 5th starter. I do, right? Like, I need to know where that point production is coming from. We talking about the playoffs here, right? And the Cavs got the tendency to play with their food, meaning like sometimes they can be up 20 and somehow their opponent find their way back into a game.
That happens a lot.
Or they can find themselves down 20 real quick because they can't hit no shots. And Max Strus talked about it. He's one of those role players, like, once he's on, he's on. And it ain't no steps in between. And Mike, you know this, I know this. What people might not know about Max Strus is behind the scenes when the cameras is off, he is legit one of the Cleveland Cavaliers leaders, and he is legit one of those dudes to where he ain't looking to defer to Donovan Mitchell or James Harden. He trying to go get a bucket on his own. He's an alpha male, and he walks around with this dog mentality. And he already has this playoff experience when you talk about being with the Miami Heat and Eric Spoelstra. So for me, that's a dude that I want in my starting lineup. I need as many weapons as I can, hitting the ground running, once we tipping off these games. 3-pointer number 8, here's the irony. As he was knocking down 3-pointer number 8, it's at the same time that Chase DeLauder hit that home run.
Was it really?
It was in real time.
I love it.
Same time. So
Cleveland convergence.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what.
Max Chase.
Max Chase is the ultimate wingman too.
If you Strus is loose.
If you trying to go on the wingman tip, man, you out in the bars. Hey, who you gonna call? Yeah, give me Max Chase.
Give me Max Chase.
Max Chase open up and all. Yeah, I'm saying that man come through with the credit card. No, like let me just tell you this: the way I think the Cavs can actually win a championship is one way. And it's not the functional way. Ball rotation and good things. You get solid defense and all. Listen, I feel like the Cavs do have flaws in the way their roster is constructed. But for me, it's Donovan Mitchell and James Harden being able to control the pace. 30 points a piece. We need that.
30 a game?
30 a piece.
You need 30 a game in the playoffs from James Harden and Donovan Mitchell?
If it's closeout games or it's a closeout, 30 apiece.
I'm with G on that. I think they're capable of doing it. I don't think that's too high of a mountain.
30 apiece. You can't count on If Mobley give you something, he's the X factor. We talk about pole position. Go back to Racer X. Shout out to Speed
Racer X.
Woo, that was crazy. By the way, that was
you got to be a certain age.
You got to be even. I told you I was in the 70s, man. I told you.
I'm sitting
I don't know how you know that.
I'm confused. I don't know what the hell y'all talking about.
Born yet. 87, baby.
Yeah, 81. I was right on the cusp, but
hey, the old school first generation video games were primitive, but they still hold up.
Yeah, I tell you what. But here's what you need. You need to go back. I always look at that 16 roster. You need a guy like J.R. Smith that can get crazy. That's Max Strus. You need another guy that can get loose as well. You look at those LeBron teams. I need Sam Merrill to be able to knock down shots.
So Keon Ellis is your Iman Shumpert.
That's Iman Shumpert.
I like that.
That's your Iman Shumpert.
Because you need one of those.
You need one of them, and why we talked about it in the first hour on KYC. I got to have Jalen Tyson. So you got 3 guys that are knockdown shooters. And you going to run pick and roll. And how I get my bigs involved is James Harden controlling the pace. That is how you win. You can't stop the rest of them, but you're going to have to outscore the rest of them if you can get Donovan and get hot. Max Strus is part of it. By the way, he has to start.
I'm with you. I think, and again, I'll defer to Mike. I'm really anxious to see what Mike has to say. But, Mike, I think you can get the benefits of both. I like having him on the floor to start the game. And it doesn't mean that you can't use him as an infusion of energy and scoring in the second half. He's going to come off the bench, during his spurts out. So maybe you take him out with 4 minutes to go in the first half, and you give him a nice little break, and maybe you don't even start him in the second half. But if you see that we need an infusion of energy and points, then you get him in there. So you're still getting that off the bench spark that he brings. But I love the guy. I want to have him on the floor, particularly. I think you said it. There's no in between. When he has his shot, we all know it. And when he has it, I'm sitting at home watching going, shoot.
Yeah, just keep shooting.
First touch, shoot, put it up. I don't care. Because when he gets in that rhythm, his confidence and our confidence, and I would think Kenny's confidence in him is skyrocketing. He can be a real X factor in a playoff series. And I say start him, and you're still going to be able to bring him off the bench later in the game so he can really serve both roles.
I don't think there's a defined yes or right or wrong answer on this. If you want to start him, the argument's there. There's a million good points you can make. I'm just going to play devil's advocate because I think having a guy like Strus, who when the second units come in around the 7-minute mark,
Yeah.
if you're off to a slow start, could be that infusion of energy
Yep.
that skyrockets you right back into it. If you're
With
going
3
through-
possessions, he can swing 9 points up like that.
like that. And I was asked yesterday, is Strus the only Cavs role guy outside of the core 4 that could single-handedly flip a playoff game? And I was like, he might be. Like, you could make the argument for Merrill, but Merrill, when he gets hot, it doesn't seem to come in barrages like Strus does. Strus hit 4 threes in the fourth quarter the other night, and it was over. The game was over.
Yeah.
By the time the starters came back in on that second rotation, when they brought back James, Don stayed on the court for the first shift. When they brought back James, no. Donovan comes out first, James stays out. When they bring back Don, sorry, I confused myself. The game was over because Strus had already hit 4 threes. Having the ability off the bench to bring in a guy that can change the entire complexion is such a valuable commodity. Start, bench, I don't care. He better be playing the most minutes of any of those options in that 3 spot.
I agree.
The most minutes,
I agree.
where they come from, up for debate. But Strus, real quick, do you think any other Cavs role guy can swing a playoff game like Strus can?
Merrill. I think Sam Merrill
Merrill
has
got that ability as well.
He
has
does,
that,
but
to hit that many threes. Like
I don't think he can do it as consistently as
I'm more
Max
confident
can do
in
it.
Max Strus doing it, even though I believe that Sam Merrill can do it as well. It's just something about how Max go about his business that makes me more confident in him being
I
able
like
to
his
do it.
energy, his
His
effort,
energy, his attitude,
and it's
the whole
contagious.
nine.
Mike,
Yeah.
you're right. When he's out there, I feel like he elevates everybody else around him, and that's a special skill set for a player that can do that. He demands that everybody out there gives 110% on every step.
He's a better how should I say? He's a better playmaker than Sam Merrill. I think he's a better playmaker,
rebounder.
bigger body, underrated passer. So in that regards, yes. But the shooting and the spacing, I think both of them can offer you that. But that's a good luxury. That's why I say.
By the way, Mike. By the way, on that. In that game, I looked down and I asked Rome. I said, was this Donovan Mitchell's lowest scoring output since he had been a member of the Cavaliers, and it actually tied it.
Oh, wow.
The first one is when he beat up Dylan Brooks and got ejected.
thrown out early.
After that one. But for Max Strus to lead us and to victory with that type of performance in a game where Donovan Mitchell absolutely didn't have it. That's that attitude and that energy that we're talking about. By the way, another fact, 149 points at Rocket Arena. That was the most points ever scored inside that arena.
Pretty impressive because they've had some good teams that have played in there. All right, we're taking a break. When we come back, we're going to Arizona. Jason Lloyd hanging out at the owners' meetings. I can't confirm this. I heard he was working out this morning in the gym with Jimmy Haslam.
Right.
I can't confirm this. We'll ask that of Jason when he joins us. On the treadmills next to each other at the same time.
Oh, this is crazy.
That can't be true.
This is wild work.
We'll get to the bottom of it when we come back.